Wow, it's hard to believe that 10 years have passed since Adi and I and our three beautiful children moved to Aberdeen, New Jersey, and I started working as the rabbi of Temple Beth Am in Aberdeen, New Jersey. Ariel, Eva, and Rivka were all living at home. Ariel was 15 at the time, in 10th grade. Eva was just about 14, about to start ninth grade. And little Rivka was little. She was 9 years old, fourth grade. And here we are 10 years later. Ariel and Eva and Rivka are all adults and no longer live at home. Ariel is in Boston, about to get married to Sophia, God willing, Bisha'a Tova in December. Eva, 24 years old this summer. She is rocking the political field organizing world in Manhattan. And little Rivka, not so little anymore. She's 19, and during this year of pandemic, had the courage and the tenacity to do all of the paperwork necessary to make Aliyah. She wasn't in the United States for the past year. It was a hard year for all of us. Adi and I, it's 10 years later, we're 10 years older and now empty nesters. It's with mixed feelings that I approach the end of my 10-year tenure as your rabbi. For the past 10 years, I have given my neshama and my kishkas to this community, opening my heart and my home to you. It has truly been an honor to officiate at your family members' baby namings, bar bat mitzvah services, conversions, weddings, funerals. During the past decade, we have cried tears of joy and tears of sorrow together. Not only have I shared in your family's life cycle events, but you have also shared in some of mine as well, including Rivka's bat mitzvah and lahavdil, the funeral of my mother-in-law, Nusha Weiner, Zichrona Livracha, and the funeral of my dad, David Malik, Zichrona Livracha. I will never forget the kindness shown by those who visited me and provided comfort while I was sitting Shiva for my father. We have weathered many storms over the last decade as the congregation and as part of the worldwide Jewish community, with countless and increasing expressions of anti-Semitism, both from the right and the left, and even within our midst. Because of the pandemic and other factors, this past year was especially challenging for all of us. But as I reflect back on my time as your spiritual leader, I will carry with me some happy memories that I will cherish forever. I look back with pride, absolute pride, at our community's commitment to Israel, expressed in our large delegation to the AIPAC Policy Conference in Washington, D.C., our strong presence at the Celebrate Israel Parade in Manhattan, and of course, our meaningful and memorable trips to Israel. I also look back with pride at the way our congregation stepped up to help the victims of Hurricane Sandy in Union Beach on Thanksgiving Day 2012 and beyond. Over the years, it has also been my honor and my pleasure to share my love of Judaism, Yiddishkeit, Halakha, Jewish spirituality, God, Torah, and Israel from the bima and from the classroom. It has been a thrill to teach those of you who consider yourselves lifelong learners, those who have attended the many classes I have offered over the past decade at the shul, in the community at large, and in people's homes. I also have very fond memories of teaching and reading stories to children in the sanctuary and outdoors at midnight on Tikkun Leil Shavuot. Our daily minyan is also a source of nachas for me. I will especially miss the close-knit group of people with whom I have davened, cried, mourned, celebrated, and kibitzed 7 days a week, not a year, 7 days a week on Zoom during this pandemic, every single day. I think we kept each other sane. What a blessing it has been to hear the stories of your loved ones and to see the photos that you shared during Shiva, the year of mourning, Yurtzites. From cradle to grave, from singing the chicken soup pot song with our preschoolers to reciting the Vidui deathbed confessional with congregants at the end of their lives, from teaching our religious school students how to tie tzitzit knots and current events to teens in Hebrew High, from participating in Purim spiels with you and dancing with you on Simchat Torah, to fasting alongside you on Yom Kippur and Tisha B'Av, from schmoozing with you at Oneg and Kiddush luncheons at the shul, to hosting congregants of all ages at our home for Shabbat and holiday meals. I look back on all of these experiences with a smile on my face and love in my heart. As I near the end of my time here as your spiritual leader, know that I have given you my all, everything that I have. I have always done my best, and know this. Know that I have always done my best to strive to strike a balance between a marketing and a sales approach to Judaism and to Jewish life, between meeting your needs and maintaining the integrity of traditional egalitarian Judaism. As the TBA community and I close one chapter of our lives, I pray that we look forward to beginning the next chapter. As you say goodbye to one rabbi and cantor, you're about to welcome a new rabbi and his wife. As this time of transition approaches, I pray that we all go from strength to strength. Michael El Chayo. And I conclude my words today with the words that are traditionally recited at the end of the recitation of a book of Torah. Chazak, chazak, v'nit chazek.